Your Excellency, the captain of this plane from France is a Ugandan, Captain Etiang. He commanded it from France to here. We are sorry about this delay, but those are the rules of the game. They want to move back and then we cut the ribbon. A bit of history on this Uganda Airlines. Uganda Airlines is 100% owned by government, with 50% shared between Works and Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Since we are going to take a bit of minute, maybe we can run through the speeches and you let me allow the Chief Executive of Uganda Airlines to say a few things as we move on with speeches. The Chief Executive of Uganda Airlines, please come over.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the First Lady, the Mother of the Nation, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Your Lordship, the Deputy Chief Justice, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Members of Cabinet here present, Heads of Diplomatic Missions, Honorable Members of Parliament, Members of the Press, all our distinguished guests and colleagues in the industry, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, we are delighted to welcome you back at Uganda Airlines to officiate at yet another milestone for the national carrier, as we receive the newest addition to our fleet, which is the Airbus A330-800 neo. Today will go down in history as the day when Uganda Airlines took a giant step forward in actualizing your vision for the rebirth of the national airline. We are grateful to you for your wisdom and leadership as we celebrate this achievement, and we are especially privileged to be the first airline in Africa to bring this new aircraft into operation with its improved operating characteristics, which we believe it will delight our customers worldwide. The A330neo is a wonderful aircraft with great operating efficiencies, and in this era of COVID-19, we are confident that it gives us a safe and secure cabin environment with fresh air being exchanged every 3 minutes, ensuring that our passengers are safe. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, many of you celebrated with us when we received our first CRJ 900 on the 23rd of April last year. It signaled the entry of Uganda Airlines into the commercial aviation market, and at that time, we promised that we would work diligently to bring the A330neo aircraft to Uganda within the planned timelines of December 2020. Thanks to your unflinching support, Your Excellency, and members of Cabinet and Government, and your encouragement to the team, you have enabled us to fulfill this promise to the people of Uganda. Uganda Airlines has been growing steadily since the inception of launching regional flights, and up to the time that we stopped in March because of COVID-19, we had carried over 78,000 passengers and we had opened up to 9 destinations. Since we restarted in October, when Entebbe Airport reopened, we have seen a steady increase in traffic, such that up to this time we have reopened all of the routes that we are operating before the pandemic. By taking delivery of the A330-800, Uganda Airlines is now poised to start the intercontinental flights to connect Entebbe to the Middle East, to Asia, and to Europe. Over the past 1 year, we have worked on a number of systems to strengthen the airline and to be able to bring international standards to it. On employment, we continue to look for the most skilled people so that they can be recruited into the service of the airline. And we are proud to announce today that Uganda Airlines currently employs 273 staff, out of which 227 are Ugandans. I'm delighted to also report that the project team that defined this aircraft we are receiving today was managed by our Ugandan team of engineers, supported by other departments in the airline. The core technical teams also operating this aircraft to bring it this morning from Toulouse is led by our very own captain, Michael Etiang, who is the chief pilot for the airline. I wish to conclude by thanking you for having taken time out of your busy schedule to be with us today, and also for your unflinching support, without which we would not have succeeded in this quest to revamp Uganda Airlines. It is a moment of renewed pride for all Ugandans to see your vision of the national carrier come to life. Given the reputation for hospitality and excellent service that Uganda has, I'm certain that our customers worldwide are eagerly waiting to experience the new services and comforts that this aircraft offers as they travel to and from the Pearl of Africa. Thank you very much indeed, Your Excellency and distinguished guests. It is now my honor to call on the board chairman of Uganda Airlines, Honorable Ahawe Pereza Godfrey, to make a few remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my Chief Executive Officer, Your Excellency of Uganda, Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Mine is a simple job, Mr. President. I just want to introduce to you the team which you entrusted the responsibility of guiding and making strategic interventions and plans to make this airline a success. May I call my colleagues, the board members, to come a little near and introduce you together with your professions so that Ugandans keep entrusting you with the confidence that you'll move this airline more and more further ahead. Mr. President, the board I am going to introduce was inaugurated on the 7th of June 2019. On my extreme left is Director Benon Kajuna, who is the Director of Transport in the Ministry of Works and Transport, and he represents the ministry on the board. He is a transport economist by profession. Next to him is Director Hajat Rehema Naiga Mutazinwa. She is a human resource specialist who is working with Pride Microfinance, and she is our HR expert on the board, and she chairs the HR committee of the board. Next is Charles Hamia. Charles Hamia is a pure private sector practitioner. He's a consultant. He sits on a number of boards, but above all, sir, he is the former Chief Executive Officer of MariChoice Uganda, and all of you know where MariChoice has reached in developing a number of products for Ugandans to enjoy. Charles Hamia is a chartered accountant by profession, Your Excellency. Next, I have Godfrey Semugoma, who is also an accountant, and he's from the Ministry of Finance. Remember, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, that our shareholders who represent government on this airline business are the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Works and Transport. And therefore, Mr. President, Godfrey Semugoma represents the Minister of Finance on the board. Catherine Poran Asinde is a lawyer. She is from the corporate world, and she's a lawyer from the corporate world, and she works with Stanbic Bank Uganda. Last but not least, and in absentia, is Engineer Aziku Zua, who is an aviation and maintenance engineer with 11,000 flying hours, but he was unable to be with us. He's indisposed. Mr. President, he sent his apologies. This is the team, sir, that entrusted the responsibility under my chairmanship. Remember, I'm your former Minister of State for Local Government, a former Member of Parliament, and therefore from the policy and legislative background. Thank you, sir, Mr. President, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me.
Let me please ask the representative of the Airbus to come and give a few remarks.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, and the First Lady, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. It is an honor to be here today in Entebbe to celebrate a very special day for both Uganda and Airbus, the delivery of Uganda Airlines' first A330-900. Since its creation, the airline has established itself as a major asset for the continued development of Uganda. Today, the A330-900 marks yet another milestone for this remarkable career. We would like to salute Uganda's government for its vision and drive to build a robust and sustainable aviation industry for the country. Aviation is an industry like no other, connecting people, cultures, and businesses across continents. Uganda's government continuous investment in this sector is a demonstration of its ambition to promote trade, job creation, and skill development in the country. At Airbus, we pride ourselves to be part of Uganda's aviation journey, and on behalf of Airbus, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation for your trust and partnership. Indeed, Uganda Airlines has chosen to grow with our latest generation aircraft. The A330neo is the perfect route opener, bringing Europe, Middle East, India, China within non-stop reach from Entebbe. The A330neo's exclusive in-flight experience and fully connected cabin will carry passengers from the whole world in the most modern and comfortable manners, showcasing the best of Uganda hospitality. But what is so special with this aircraft, with your aircraft? The A330neo offers a unique passenger experience with the most modern cabin in the sky. It can fly non-stop for over 14 hours. This aircraft burns 25% less fuel and is environmentally sustainable with low noise and low emissions. The A330neo cockpit has all the latest cockpit technologies, offering smooth and safe operation. Last but not least, this aircraft is equipped with the latest Rolls-Royce engines, the Trent 7000. We are confident that the A330neo will not only meet but also fully exceed the country's expectations in terms of operational efficiency, profitability, and passenger appeal. This is only the beginning of what will be, I am sure, a successful partnership between Airbus and Uganda, and we look forward to delivering the second A330neo in the colors of Uganda. Once more, and on behalf of the entire Airbus family, thank you for your trust. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, Uganda.
We now ask the Minister of Works and Transport to give his remarks and call Your Excellency to address the people.
Okay. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and Mama Janet, Excellencies, Ambassadors, Members of Parliament and Honorable Ministers present and Ministers of State, Head of Public Service, members of the distinguished members of the community, the technical team, the representative of Airbus, members of the board, both the CAA and the Uganda Airlines, and all people of God. Your Excellency, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you to this historical occasion of receiving the first of the two Airbus A330-800 neo for the National Airline Company. Permit me, sir, to welcome you to this occasion that will kick off the activities for launch of our long-haul flights to United Kingdom, China, India, and United Arab Emirates. Your Excellency, building this new airline has not been a simple task, and no doubt that the road has had many challenges typical of an airline industry. However, as government, we have a clear sense of the direction we have designed to take in order to ensure that our new national airline is successful and does not suffer the problems of the previous national carrier. That's why we chose to launch the national carrier with brand new aircrafts as opposed to leased aircraft or old aircraft to ensure that it is properly run and funded.
The receipt of these new long-haul aircraft, Your Excellency, is another step towards achieving this and in a series of strategies aimed at ensuring that Uganda Airlines is well positioned to compete and grow in the market both regionally and internationally. Your Excellency, the revival of the national airline was born out of your strategic guidance and the NRM government's realization of the importance of air transport as an engine for sustainable economic growth and inclusive development. This airline is now driving and will drive other sectors of the economy, including tourism and trade. The revival of the national airline also has a direct link with the National Development Plan 3 and Uganda Vision 2040, which aspire to transform the country from being a predominantly peasant and low income to a competitive upper middle income status by 2040. Your Excellency, government has put in place responsive, dynamic, and conducive legal framework to support a safe, secure, and economically viable civil aviation industry in Uganda. The government of Uganda has so far negotiated and concluded 47 bilateral air service agreements. As I speak, Uganda Airlines is able to operate flights to over 26 destinations, 19 regional and 7 international routes. In that short time when it has been in operation. The NRM government has heavily invested in infrastructure. Thank you, sir, for this, because this is your vision and this is your direction. And this is to spur growth of the aviation industry in Uganda, and that is seen by what is being delivered today. Entebbe International Airport is also undergoing extensive renovation and upgrades to meet the growing number of passengers and cargo. Your Excellency, in the near future, we'll invite you to commission some of the expansion projects at the airport. The number of international passengers at Entebbe International Airport had grown steadily, much as seeing the again, and also Entebbe International Airport becoming a bit more busy of the recent. A new international airport is currently being constructed in Kabale, in Hoima, in the support of the oil industry. Our school, the East African Aviation Academy in Soroti, was in 2018 certified by the Civil Aviation Authority as an aviation training organization and aviation maintenance organization, and is now recognized as a center of excellence in this region for training pilots and aircraft maintenance engineers. Some of these people, many of them are graduates of that school. It is hoped that this achievement will further strengthen the school's position as a feeder institution for pilots and aircraft engineers for the national airline. Uganda, and also including other agencies like Uganda Police, Uganda People's Defense Forces, and the commercial operators. Your Excellency, I take this opportunity to particularly thank you. Thank you for your visionary leadership. Thank you for your guidance, without which all these efforts would not have been possible. Thank you for your insistence on the need to have a national airline. I also thank Cabinet and Parliament for their unwavering support for this initiative. I extend further thanks to the entire team of Uganda Airlines, which has worked tirelessly to ensure that we reach this far. The board, chair and your team, the CEO and your team, thank you for delivering what we told you to deliver so far. I'd also like to commend Airbus for producing an excellent product. Your Excellency, when you enter in, you really accept and believe that this is an excellent product, whose operation performance fits well in our targeted international network. In the context, we are delighted to be among the first airlines in Africa and south of the Sahara to have this new engine option aircraft. And we believe it's going to be a game changer in the air industry in this part of the country. I wish also to thank my predecessor, Honorable Ntega Zuba, for having weathered the storm in the beginning. The task force, I wish they could stand up. The task force and the team of the pilots, please stand up for recognition. So we recognize them early. Those people burnt the candle, they pushed and pulled until we have this product today. I want to thank my fellow ministers and ministers of state, Honorable Joy Kawasi, Honorable Pierre Okeris, the Permanent Secretary and Board of Directors of Uganda Airlines and Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, who have been very, very closely involved in the process and have worked tirelessly to enable us to deliver milestone. Please give them a round of applause. Your Excellency, I would also like to recognize the Pilots Association. This Pilots Association have enabled us to fish most of our pilots who have been scattered all over the world, and many of them are coming back to work home. So the Pilots Association, please stand up for recognition. Thank you very much for feeling proud to have your airline and supporting it. Your Excellency, I won't conclude, but once again, let me thank you and all the invited guests present here today for having found time to celebrate with us this mileage. Sir, among other celebrations during this festival season, I think, sir, today's function is a Christmas gift delivered to the Ugandans and by you. Thank you very much, sir, for this gift. It's a very, very good gift. Given Uganda's airline's reputation for hospitality and excellent service, I'm certain that our customers worldwide are eagerly waiting to experience the new services and comfort that this type of aircraft will offer as they travel to and from the Pearl of Africa. I don't know how other Ugandans are feeling. Your Excellency, for me, as I was coming this morning when I woke up and I realized I was on our own aircraft, not another carrier, but our own, I felt so proud. And I hope every Ugandan feels proud that we have our own, not a carrier from another country. This is very, very great. It is now my singular honor and pleasure, Your Excellency, to invite you and address the guests and then officially launch the A330 Airbus. Your Excellency, thank you very much. Thank you for listening to me.
The honorable ministers, the members of the diplomatic corps, members of the board, the pilots, the staff of Uganda Airlines, and the Ugandans. Initially, when the Uganda Airlines had problems, I had hopes of developing a regional airline with the other countries of East Africa, or using the airlines of the sister countries. It is not clear why people don't clearly see the advantages of pooling resources. and sharing the market. It turned out that Ugandans were being inconvenienced not only by having to stop in other destinations first, which would maybe not, which is a problem, but even getting this efforts of sharing have, and that's how we started having this. Initially, we supported the Aga Khan to run the airline. Internal affairs. Then the Canadian agency said, I don't know what had happened. Something had happened, some idiotic things. These foreigners need to be helped. Oh, we cannot give you the credit because I don't know what. I can't even remember the reason. At one time, one of the agencies stopped a road project because the Chinese had impregnated a Ugandan girl. Imagine. That a girl has got pregnant now. But the road is not for the girl, the road is for the people. So I have not met my young friend, Mr. Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada recently. Corona has not allowed us to meet. But when I meet him, I will tell him that I don't like bad manners. So this credit agency, we had already done paperwork and so on. So I told our people, those fellows can go to hell. We shall pay for the aircraft ourselves, cash. So we paid for the other ones, the CGR or something. We also paid for this one. These ones. There's another one coming. Uganda is not part of that group which will dance to the tune of this one, that one, because we are too lazy to work. They do that with people who are lazy to work. For us, we are building up our own capacity, our own money. We shall have. My only problem has been bad budgeting by some of the actors. But once we sort that one out, there's nothing we cannot do. So now we have our own airline with the two legs, the regional leg, which is done by the CJR, those ones, and then this international one. The other concept we refused was that we remain regional and feed into somebody else. I said, no. I'm not going to feed into the back of anybody. I want to go to the final destination myself. I don't have to go. That one I rejected. So now we have the two legs, the regional and the international. I think the small groups here, the private sector, can do the internal, because Uganda is not such a big country. But there are some internal, Arua, Entebbe, Chisoro, Entebbe, the other one, Kidepo, Kasese. It's a bit quicker. It is maybe 1 hour and a half from Chisoro to here by air, by these, by helicopters for sure, while by road you take many hours. So I think the internal leg for now is being filled by the private sector, but I don't know. I don't know the plans. We shall discuss the plans. Now, finally, this new airline will not only help us with the convenience for our own travelers, the diaspora. You know, I've got a lot of diaspora. They were really being inconvenienced. Then we have our own travelers. Then we have the tourists who don't have to stop here, stop there. They will come direct. Then cargo. Cargo also was a problem. We are getting discriminatory rates. A kilo of whatever it is, flowers or fruits from A pays so much. Can you imagine? And a kilo of Ugandan things pays more. This is really unchristian. This is the type of mentality I rejected here. You remember your people here, the ones with schools. They would charge children from South Sudan higher fees than the Ugandans. I said, this is criminal. Have you given up hope of going to heaven, or you are determined to go to Gehenna, you fellows? How can you do this? These are children studying in the same class. You say you pay more than the other one because you are South Sudanese. Because I don't like that type of thing. So apparently, this was the problem with the cargo. So now, although I haven't checked, but I'm sure there is a cargo capacity here. Is that correct? 31 tons of cargo. Oh, that's something. 21. Oh, okay. So you people of Nanasi, of Bogoya, when my family were living in Sweden, I went there from the bush, and I found them eating terrible things. They were calling bananas. They are from Panama, from where? They are not bananas, they are something else. So we can help those people of Europe with good bananas. So emifu nobody kumienvu dara. Bogoya, this Bogoya here is fantastic. So I congratulate the ministry, Mama Zuba, General, and all those involved. I want to thank our pilots because they really put pressure on us. I congratulate Ugandans for having their own airline and the staff. And I ask you to fight corruption. Don't allow corruption in the new airline. I don't want to hear a smell of corruption in the new Uganda Airlines. So I thank you, and I thank the Airbus for making a good product. We were wise not to buy the other American one. You remember the other American one? The Boeing which has been crashing and killing people. So Katonda Jari is the one who guided us. Thank you so much. It's now my pleasure to commission the airline.
Thank you, Excellency.
And Merry Christmas.
Your Excellency, the pilots have a small gift for you. They'll give it to the protocol. I think they gave it to the protocol, thanking you for spearheading this project, sir.
The rest of the guests, you remain seated, and the Honorable Minister is going to read the team that will take some photos with His Excellency as he inspects the aircraft.
As the President inspects the aircraft, members of the diplomat corps, you can move forward so that if time allows, he can have photographs with us. Members of the task force, the chairman of the board, Uganda Civil Aviation, the acting director general, the Pilots Association. Then we'll take 2 pictures with the president because they have a big number. Ministers, PhDs of work, senior members of staff of work.
Sound clear. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is now inspecting the aircraft. Him together with the First Lady, Janet Kataha Museveni, and the First Daughter, Natasha Karujire. They are now having a feel of the superior comfort on board and greater passenger experience. Great. President is now disembarking from the plane. Probably he has witnessed firsthand
connection there, you take what you got.
Okay. Put it back. All right. Now the public will have a chance to go and have a feel of the Airbus A330-800 Neo. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is now leaving the city. Buga yuko.
Let's control the number. Let's control the number. Let the group that is in gets out and then the rest can get in. Yeah?
Madam Sophie, Wanji, Katimpulira.
Just to create some space because the guy is getting out, they have to use the same exit.
In the meantime. Kati Kamugambe.
Media, members of the media, please let's wait. Everyone will take it inside.
Wanji? Gena komunda.
Members of the media,
Because Katmachaga, gena komunda. Okay. Simon.